Good afternoon. Welcome to Soldier Farms. This is the final episode, part 4 of our building a small rolling base, tool chest base cabinet. Here I'm putting the bottom in the drawer that we made a few videos ago, making sure everything's lined up so that our drawer doesn't fit funny and not want to operate. Now I'm moved on to measuring the carcass for the door. I'm again using material I have on hand, which in this case is that scrap of paneling. It's about 21 by 19 and a quarter. And I'm sorry I'm in and out of frame, but I'm was looking for that little box of hinges. So I need 2 hinges and 12 little screws. I think the box of hinges I had gotten off of Wish at some point, which was, the Temu before Temu. And anyway, so they're not bad hinges. They're just stamped out of stainless steel. But the screws are stainless also, and so, if you use them outdoors, they'll be fine. And so I'm taking some time to obsess over the lining up of the hinges. Some people install them and they just make it look really, really easy. I've not done that many of them, so I was making sure that I, took some time to get everything lined up. I pre-punched my holes. What I hadn't accounted for was the screws are, even through the hinge, are way too long for just going into plywood. So you'll see in a minute, once the hinges are on and attached, I will open the door and take my Dremel tool and cut the ends off the screws, and then I'll take the little drum sander tool and make a little recess for the ends of the screws. Because the last thing I want is, any unnecessary torque and friction or anything to hang it up when I'm trying to open the door. Is in the heat of the moment you get frustrated, and then that's how you wind up tearing stuff up. So I try not to do that. All right, got the cord, got the Dremel, there we go. And we're swapping tools. Not quite as fast as an indie pit crew, but we're not bad either. All right, there we go. Didn't move the camera, should have. All right, make sure everything's tight. Put things away. Hunting around for drawer pull, and I don't have one, so I'm going to use a piece of scrap wood. I found a little magnetic plate and a rare earth magnet, and that's how we're going to keep the door closed. It's here that the process started to feel extraordinarily fiddly for something simple. And so I'm hunting around in my scrap box trying to find something that's suitable. And, the first 50 things you lay your hand on are automatically the wrong thing, just based on principle. So I decided, because the paneling was thin, I would screw through that magnetic plate and into whatever piece of material, in this case a little piece of fine pine furring strip, that's going to be my temporary drawer pull. and that way it'll stiffen up the paneling and it shouldn't tear out on you. Little rare earth magnets are handy. They're pre-drilled, so I can just run a screw through them. Some of them have screws with them, some of them don't, but it works just fine for what I need it to do. And now I'm hunting for casters or rollers, and I didn't have any left because I had used both sets of the rollers to build my hardware cart and my trimmer line stand. And all right, now I'm back from Harbor Freight. I had to run out and get 4 casters. Had lunch with my wife and then drop by the barber for get my ears lowered. So shout out to Mike at the East High Street Barber Company. You guys do awesome work. There again, not as fast as an indie pit crew, but we don't do too bad. And putting the toys away, cabinet rolls, drawer opens, hooray! Putting the Dremel away, talking to that fussy little screw, or the little, call it, nut. And here I'm trimming off the protruding screws, giving it a sweep out. I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to finish it or not. Mostly I just thought viewers might be getting bored with the same couple of projects week in, week out. So I decided to finish this one up. I think I've got a honey oak stain that would kind of match the tool chest. When we get there, I'll show, or you'll see. And I thought the little tool chest, for a Harbor Freight thing, I thought it was really nice. It's nicer than all the plastic toolboxes that I use so regularly, but I like it. It's, I like the felt lining and the mirror. I mean, remember 100 years ago when this design was popular, people were wearing a suit to work.